What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So as you know, I have a 100,000+ dividend portfolio. And in my video, my last video that I posted, I gave you an update on how much I gained in dividends pretty much over the entire year of 2024, which was great because I started with $62 and was able to grow it up to a $100,000 portfolio. Now, just know that I didn't just grow it to that level. I know that's a weird way of putting it. I added to the portfolio, grew it by pretty much about $10,000, I would say, total over that time period with all the money that I added within that time period. Literally, my expectation was to have a $25,000 portfolio. I came into a lot more money, so I was able to put more into my dividend, my long-term portfolio there. So, with that being said, all the things that I have invested into, whether it's SCHD, whether it's SPHD, whether it's DHS or the Dow Jones or JEPI, whatever it is, I'm always looking for a consistent dividend. And I'm looking for, let's say, about at least 3%. Now, I know some of those that I mentioned are not 3%, but I don't really have a crazy amount invested into those specifically. But the ones that are, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5%. Yes, I have a decent amount invested into it. And I'm looking for a combination of consistency as well as dividend growth. I'm not just looking for consistency in the price and look for smaller dividend growth, right? I want to see this is a dividend portfolio. It's about gaining dividends. So I need to have a certain threshold. I need to have a certain level minimum for percentage wise that I have to accept. And I think 3% is usually that level. Now, things can change and you might not have a 3% level, but when you first purchase it, that could be the case. So in this video, I want to talk about what somebody brought up in the comment section. They said, hey, I have some thoughts about buying QQQ. What do you think about it? And why have you not mentioned it? Because things look up for that position compared to some other ones that you have in your portfolio, which I will get into in this video, guys. If you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. And also, if you want to check out some of the links for Robinhood or Webull or any other platform and you want to use my link, feel free to do so. It does help out the channel in such a big way. Now, again, this is where my portfolio stands at $135,000 over the last year, right? Year to date. Well, this is just this year, which is 5 days in. I'm up $853. But over the last year, I'm up about 5% or $6,511.53. So this brought up a topic of conversation. Is like, why did I not invest into something that can grow a lot more? The portfolio is not about growing a heck of a lot more. Yes, I would love that, but it's more about the dividends that I'm going to be paid out. So whether I'm getting paid out with FDVV or SPHD or SPYD or whatever the position may be, I'm looking for a consistent dividend from these plays. And most of them, the average that I have with how much money I have there is above 3%. So when we look at QQQ and kind of break that down a little bit, yes, it is great, right? You look at the last day, it's up by 1%. You look at the last week, it is slightly down. The last month, everything was down. 3 months, that's where things start picking up. And you see it up by 6.49%. And we look at the last year, and it's up by 30%. If I would have taken $100,000 and invested it just into Investico QQQ, I would have been up $30,000, right? Or my $100,000, it would have been $30,000. Let's round down. I know I'm trying to make it easy. $30,000. Fantastic, right? That would have been amazing. But that's not what this portfolio is for. It's not a growth portfolio. So it's more of a growing portfolio, but a dividend portfolio. It's going to grow by the dividends and by the consistency of those plays, whether it's 2%, 3%, 5%, whatever it is. Yes, I love all of the interest in the technology sector. You have 52% in the technology sector, 15% in communications, right? You're looking at those that kind of blend together as well. And those are two huge industries. In some other places, I'm investing into healthcare. and industrials and many others. And one I think is a huge place in the financial sector, right? So I'm investing into other areas that aren't seeing as much traction. Obviously, technology is seeing the largest level of an impact there. So if we look over the last 10 years, it's grown an average of 18%. Over the last year, it's up by 25%, right? So I'm giving up a lot gains wise in order to hold plays that pay me a decent amount in the dividend. Now, if we scroll down here and look at the dividend, the 30-day yield, you're looking at a 0.54%. That is nothing, right? I can't say that I have a great dividend portfolio while accepting this as the dividend. I feel like if the gains crazy like supersede the yield that you're getting, I feel like that's not necessarily the best dividend play. Right? Yes, you're going to always have it where if the market moves by 10% and you're gaining 5% on your dividends, obviously you're going to get paid less than what the overall market is moving. It makes sense. But what I'm saying is that you should have much more of an impact on the dividend side of it than just the growth side of it. And I like QQQ. Don't get me wrong. If I have a portfolio to where I'm investing into plays that I don't really care about the dividend is a bonus to me, then yes, QQQ is involved in that. And who's to say that I don't have it in other portfolios, in my Fidelity portfolio, my Ally portfolio, my Webull portfolio. I know I don't have it in Webull, but the point is where you have growth positions, that's kind of where you want to put a lot of these plays. It's just like getting a dividend from, let's say, Apple, right? Apple's not offering you a crazy dividend. Nike is not offering you a crazy dividend, but you're invested into what could be growth wise. And for this, maybe it's something that I invest a small amount into because if you look at my portfolio, I do have Nike, right? I bought Nike for the growth and plus for the dividend, but Nike doesn't have the most amazing yield. It's 2%, which is better than what you have with, I believe Apple is like 1%. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, well now I'm gaining the growth while also being able to gain 2%, and I can kind of supplement that with something that I have that's a 6% dividend yield, giving me an average of above that 3% threshold that I really want. So that's kind of the way that I look at it. I want to make sure that my average is still 3% at least. But with something like QQQ, where I'm only seeing, let me go ahead here, something like QQQ, where I'm only seeing a 0.5% dividend yield, it's just not going to fit my strategy. It doesn't mean it's not a great play. It's just not something that's within my dividend strategy. So just wanted to give a little bit more of an explanation. I did answer the question on the comment itself in my last video, but I wanted to put out a video specific to QQQ. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if I decide to purchase QQQ for some reason on this portfolio, I'll let you know, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to purchase it here. If I do purchase it, it'll be in a different portfolio. But I'll still let you guys know on Patreon. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.